welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with a no foundation summery holiday beachy waves hair makeup tutorial thing. So basically I was supposed to be going to Ibiza next week and I was going to film this whilst I was out in Ibiza, because this is what I do when I'm on holiday. This is the makeup I'll do for going out for dinner, going for a night out. Like the hair, I always have my hair like this. So I was going to film this when I was in Ibiza, but I'm not going anymore. Thank you, Corona. Cry. So I thought I'd film it for you guys today, so I'd still show you what I would do, because I know some of you are probably still going to be going on holiday. So yeah, I've literally just done, like, I'm wearing no foundation whatsoever. So because when I'm on holiday, or when it's not even just when I'm on holiday, when it's really hot here, I don't like wearing foundation. I like my skin to feel light, so I don't wear any foundation. So this is no foundation, and then this is literally how I wear my hair all the time. Like, not just on holiday, like on holiday I do as well, because it's like loose waves, beachy vibes. But yeah, so I just thought I'd show you how I do this, and if you're going on holiday, or I know we're supposed to have a heat wave this weekend in England, so if you'd like to see how I got this hair and makeup, then please keep watching. The first thing I'm going to do is cleanse my face using my Micellar cleansing water. Just putting this on a cotton pad and making sure that my base is all cleansed and clean, ready to apply the makeup, because remember, skincare is going to be the most important step when you're trying to make your base look flawless. To add to the skincare step, I'm just using a Pixi eye cream. This is the Retinol one. It just depuffs your eyes and gives you a nice base. So I'm putting this under my eyes and over my eyes, and using my ring finger, which uses the least pressure. I'm then using the Dermalogica skin cream, like moisturizer. I think it's a skin smoothing cream, that's what I meant. I love this moisturizer, especially under my makeup, because it just smooths out the base so that your makeup can be applied flawlessly. And then I'm just using obviously a little bit of Carmex, because when don't I use my bit of Carmex, just to add a bit of moisture. So I've just zoomed in so that I can show you my eyebrows. I'm going to be using the Nyx Microbrow pencil in espresso. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to underline my eyebrow. So literally just drawing a line from the front and all the way to the tail. I'm just following the natural shape of my brow. I have recently tinted my eyebrows, so it's a lot easier to draw them on. Then just filling in the front bit of my eyebrow, and then just taking brow strokes throughout the brow. I'm just going to try and keep my brows quite natural, but also just kind of give them a little bit more depth, a little bit more shape. So as you can see, I'm filling in the tail a little bit more where it's a bit more sparse. I'm then going to take the spoolie and brush this all the way through the brows. This is going to give it a much softer effect, and you won't have any more harsh lines. I'm just going to repeat this whole process until I'm happy with my brows. So filling in the bits where they're a little bit more sparse, making that shape a little bit more defined, and then going back in and brushing them all the way through. As you can see, the difference in my brows, they don't look too defined or anything, and still look a little bit natural. And as you can see, I'm just repeating this on the other eyebrow, filling in the shape and then brushing them up through, and then doing the same thing, repeating the process, filling them in until I'm happy with them. And I'm literally just going to do this until I feel I'm done with them and they're the right shape, right definition. Just going to take my NYX brow gel and just brush this through my brows. This is going to keep them in all day, and also keep the brow hairs going in the right direction so that I don't get any falling under or anything like that. I'm then just taking a concealer and going to use a concealer brush and just underline the brows. So we're not using this to prime the eyelids really, because I'm not going to be doing much heavy eye makeup, but what I'm actually going to use this to do is just carve out the brows and make sure they're nice and sharp, because even though we're not doing a heavy eye makeup look, we still want the brows to look nice and defined. And I'm just going to blend this down. So the concealer I'm using is the Maybelline one, and it's a much lighter coverage than my normal concealer. As you can see, it does match the colour of my skin quite well, and I'm actually just going to take a little buffer brush and any excess on my hand and blend that all in, so we don't have any lines. There's no like real defined mark where the concealer ends or anything like that. And just doing this on the other eye, and as you can see, the concealer is not too much full coverage, anything like that. It does just blend in really nicely. For primer, I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Wonderglow. I love this as a primer in summer especially. It just gives a real nice golden glow to the skin. I'm then, for starting my base, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Beautiful Bronze, and this is going to look really crazy when I first start it, but I put it on the back of my hand and take my normal buffing brush for my cream bronzer, and I'm going to just pat this on where I want it to go. So the normal places you would bronze / contour the skin, so the cheekbones, the forehead, the jawline, things like that. And I'm not blending this in. I just want you to know it's going to look a little bit silly when I first apply it. Like right now, this is not blended. This is not what it's going to look at the end, okay? Like, please just trust the process. As you can see, I'm not blending it whatsoever. I'm literally just dabbing it on where I want. And I'm doing the jawline last because I don't want a lot of product on the jawline. I'm then going to go over it with the brush and really try and blend that in as much as I can with the brush. But again, this is not going to be what it's going to look like at the end. It still, I know, looks a little bit crazy, but you want to try and blend it in as much as you can with the brush. I'm then going over with a beauty blender, and this is just going to really blend everything into the skin and also remove any excess product that you don't want. So I think this step's really important because the brush does leave quite a lot of product on the skin, and for a look like this we don't want there to be too much. As you can see, the beauty blender has made it blend in a lot more. Doesn't look as crazy. It's still got a few steps to go to make it look a bit more natural. But I'm then taking my Makeup Revolution concealer and putting it in the normal places I do. So under my eyes, forehead, nose, around my bottom of my nose and the top of my lip, and my chin. And I'm then just taking that same little buffer brush that I used to blend out the concealer on my eyelids, and I'm going to blend this all out. So again, I'm doing what I usually do, so blending it out with the little brush first, and then I'll go over it with the beauty blender. And I'm going to leave my eyes until last, like under my eyes, because I want the product to almost dry a little bit. Sorry, excuse me everyone. I want the product to almost dry down a little bit so that it doesn't move about as much. I'm not sure why I sound so croaky, by the way. I think it's because it's late at night when I'm doing this, because I've waited for everyone to go to bed so that it's not as loud. But as you can see, it means the product doesn't move about as much, and I get a bit more coverage. So again, just going in with this with the buffer brush, and then I will go over everything with the beauty blender. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just going to go over the eyes first because this is where I had the most excess product. Going over this, over the eyelids, blending everything out and making sure that it does look seamless, because we aren't using foundation, so we do want everything to blend into the skin nicely so that we don't have any harsh lines or anything like that. I'm then just going to take the excess on that buffer brush and just go almost like from the outer corner of my mouth and just bring it up, and this is just going to give the illusion that my cheekbones are higher than they are because I don't have very high cheekbones. And then I'm just going over my whole face with the beauty blender. And now I'm just going to use a cream blush. This is an e.l.f. blush palette, and I'm just using this on I think it's a Real Techniques like foundation brush, and I'm just doing this, so starting on the apples of my cheeks and then blending it all the way up my cheekbones. I love using cream blush. I think it blends everything together, especially on a look like this when you have no foundation. And then of course going in with the beauty blender to remove any excess product or anything like that. And now I'm just going to use the Urban Decay De-Slick powder. I love this powder for looks like this because it's nothing too heavy. It literally just takes off the first layer of shine. As you can see, I still look really glowy. Like, it hasn't done anything too dramatic. It's literally just almost set everything in place and stopped it all moving about or sliding about. Sorry if you can still hear my chair in the background. Still haven't got a new chair, say it's in every video. For under my eyes, I'm going to take the RCMA No Colour powder. As you can see, I'm really tapping off any excess. I'm just going to set under my eyes and over on my eyelids. I will take this just wherever else, anything that's left on the brush will be put anywhere there was concealer. So the forehead, nose, things like that. But really focusing this on the eye area. Then taking my Hoola Caramel Bronzer, obviously my faves bronzer, on my Unicorn Cosmetics brush. But doing this really lightly. I've tapped off a lot of the excess product, and I'm just putting this anywhere I put the cream bronzer, just to almost set that bronzer in place. And this is our holiday glam. We want to look as bronzed as possible. So I don't know about you, I wear SPF on my face, so it's normally a different colour to my neck. I'm then just taking this bronzer and really quickly dusting this over my eyes. I really don't take much time on this or much care on this. I literally just take that and put it over my brush. Oh my god, what is wrong with my speech? Over my eyelids. Then curling my lashes. These are just regular colours, nothing fancy. And then using the Benefit, what is it called? The curly mascara one. I'll link it on the video, but I really can't remember. Why can't I? Be Real. Let me, hang on. I'm actually going to get this out my jaw right now if you can hear me, because it's going to annoy me. Roller Lash, thank you. Why did I forget that? It's literally my favourite mascara. And then because my eyelashes are quite long at the moment because I permed them, I did get a little bit on my eyelid, so I'm just grabbing the cotton bud and removing that. I can really hear how croaky my voice is, and I just want to apologise. I'm then just going to take a little bit of the MAC All Day Blush, a really, really little bit, just because using the bronzer did take a little bit of that blushy look, and we love that. And then for lips, I'm using the NYX, if you can hear my cat in the background, apologies, NYX lip pencil, and this is in the shade Sandstorm. And I'm just going to, of course, overdraw my lips, because when don't I? My favourite thing when you're doing a more natural look is to use a lip liner and then a lip gloss. So for lip gloss, I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury lip gloss. I love these lip glosses. They don't have too much pigmentation, but they don't have like very little. But I think this shade is gorgeous, especially with this lip liner. It still keeps it natural, but it looks like you've got something on. Setting my space. Oh my god, can you hear my speech tonight? Setting my face with the Morphe Continuous Mist, and then just blending that all into the skin with my beauty blender. And that is what the makeup looks like. So this is my go-to holiday glam when you don't want anything too heavy, feels light on the skin, but you can still see my skin peeking through. So now we're going to move on to hair, because I washed it last night and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to be curling my head, and this is what I literally do all the time. Like, if you know me, if you see my Instagram, I always have my hair wavy. So first of all, just partitioning it. So I only do my hair into 2 sections because these are big, bouncy curls. So I'm just brushing it through with my Tangle Teaser. This is the like paddle Tangle Teaser. And the colours I'm going to be using are the Mark Hill ones with the... is it adjustable? Like, you can choose the head. So this is the biggest one they did. I'm taking really big sections, combing through the hair to make sure there's no knots or anything. And then I'm just going to curl away from my face. So as you can see, the curls are going away from my face towards the back of me. And I roll up the curler so that it's as close to my root as possible. Hold this there for about 30 seconds. And then once it's done, I just catch it in my hand to almost let the curls set in place a little bit, and then I do just repeat that. I like to start from the back because then you kind of can see what you're curling, but I'm going to speed this bit up, so because it's literally the same thing, combing it through, then taking the curler, curling away from my face, and as you can see, I kind of roll the curler up towards my root so that there isn't any like straight bits or anything like that. And then as again, catching it in my hand and pulling it round to the back to let that, so I can see what I've got left that's straight. And then just literally repeating this combing process. I literally love doing this hairstyle. It took me about 15 minutes to do it all together. I love the effect of it. Obviously the curls aren't how they're going to stay, but especially with my hair, because I kind of have a bit of a balayage, this is going to really make the blonde stand out. But as you can see, I know obviously it's sped up, but it really doesn't take me long at all. Doing about 4 sections on each side of hair, and same on the other side, curling away from my head and catching it at the bottom. I then bring the hair all around to the front to see if there's any bits that I missed, and I do believe, yeah, look, you can see that bit of straight hair, I missed that bit. So bringing it all around to the front means that I can see any bits I missed. Just moving round to the other side because it was going to be easier, and curling my hair. I'm then just gonna, I'm having a bit of a boogie. I think I had Kiss Radio on. So I literally just do my hair, as I said, in 2 sections. I'm just brushing it through and making sure my parting's in the right side. Oh my god, my laptop's about to die. I hope it doesn't, because I'm kind of trying to do a voiceover, guys. But as again, brushing it through, doing one side at a time. So grabbing quite a big, thick bit of hair, combing it through. As you can see, there was a bit that didn't look like it belonged in that section, just pull that out, and curling away from my hair whilst rolling it up towards my root. As you can see, my hair does go shorter around the front of my face. This just shapes my face a little bit and all things like that, leaving my fringe out and doing that as a section on its own, repeating it the other side. Literally just doing this until all my hair is curl. Just remember to always curl away from your face. This is going to help give the volume and almost make it shape around your face a lot better. Now bringing it all around to the front to check that I haven't missed anything. Just checking that's not a straight bit and playing around with it. And then gonna use my catwalk hairspray and just spray that all over the hair. I like to do this before I brush it out because I feel like it holds the curls in place better. As you can see, the curls are quite ringlety at the moment, but I take a wide teeth comb and I just brush it all through. I like to use a wide one because I feel like it still keeps the curls in place, but as you can see, it does just give a really nice wave. So now that you've like brushed the curls out, let them drop a little bit, and now what I will do is I'll play around with it, add a bit of volume in it. As you can see, I do really make sure the curls are fully brushed through, and then I will just kind of brush it through the top, try and just get a bit of volume in there because I do have a big forehead and I like there to be volume around my face. I'll literally just mess around with it, as you can see what I'm doing here, messing around with it until I'm happy, scrunching it, whatever. And that is the final look of the hair and makeup. So this is my go-to holiday glam, the waves, the beachy waves, everything like that. So if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.